Respectful, respectful, respectful. As an adjective, this means marked by or showing respect or deference. And it also just means marked by or showing respect. Okay? So these are pretty simple explanations of the word respectful, but it just means, doing things in a considerate manner. Maybe you'd be respectful towards a pregnant lady by letting her go in front of you in whatever queue, whatever line. You could be respectful to older people by honoring them and being nice to them. You could be respectful to your parents by not insulting them or shouting at them. Whatever. Respectful. Let's have a look at some example sentences. My boss is a respectful woman. My boss is a respectful woman. They are respectful of my family. They are respectful of my family. We are very respectful of our elders. We are very respectful of our elders. My son is not respectful. My son is not respectful. Dependable, dependable, dependable. As an adjective, it means capable of being trusted or depended on, reliable, and it also means the same plus trustworthy as well. So someone that you can trust, someone that you believe has your good intention, the best intentions towards you, and who's also reliable. So they're not just trustworthy, they're reliable. So you might know that every Tuesday they have free time. You trust them, and you can also rely on them to be free on Tuesdays to help you or do something for you or do something with you. In that case, they would be dependable on Tuesdays. And if whenever they had free time, you could rely on them to help you or be around you, you could say that in general, if they're also trustworthy, that they're dependable people. Let's have a look at some example sentences. My husband is very dependable. My husband is very dependable. I have to be dependable for my family. I have to be dependable for my family. A gambling man is not a dependable man. A gambling man is not a dependable man. Loyal, loyal, loyal. As an adjective, this means unswerving in allegiance, such as faithful in allegiance to one's lawful sovereign or government. It can also mean faithful to a private person to whom faithfulness is due, and showing loyalty, which is kind of an extension of the above. So, in terms of the first definition, you can be loyal towards a government party, you can be loyal towards some kind of political faction or a group, for example, and you could be described as, being friends with the government. I am loyal to my country, I am loyal to my government, for example, or faithful to a private person to whom faithfulness is due. So this might be that you're faithful to your mother, you're loyal to your mother because she deserves your loyalty and respect, or your wife, for example. It might be that somebody tries to kiss you, someone that isn't your wife, and you say, no, I won't kiss you because I'm faithful and loyal to my wife. And it also means showing loyalty. Let's have a look at some example sentences. My husband is very loyal to me. My husband is very loyal to me. She's a loyal supporter of the local council. She's a loyal supporter of the local council. I am loyal to my children. I am loyal to my children. My children are always loyal. My children are always loyal. Empathetic, empathetic, empathetic. As an adjective, it means involving, characterized, or based on empathy. So a good example of this is, out of empathy, you might give a child some sweets if they're sad. Out of empathy, you might help a homeless person by giving them money or food. And these would be very empathetic actions. And if you were to do empathetic things very regularly, you could be described as an empathetic person. Let's have a look at some examples. My son is an empathetic child. My son is an empathetic child. My family are empathetic towards each other. My family are empathetic towards each other. I am not an empathetic person. I am not an empathetic person. Endearing, endearing, endearing. As an adjective, this means arousing feelings of affection or admiration. So, an example of this is when you see a kitten, you might think it's very cute and have much affection towards it, show affection towards it, or feel affection towards it. And the same with a newborn baby. You might look at its cute little cheeks and say, oh, it's so beautiful, I love it, and show it affection or feel affectionate towards it. But an endearing person could be someone who makes you admire them. For example, a hero of some kind. A famous person, you might admire them. A scientist, you might admire them. We could say they're endearing because what they've done is admirable, is amazing, a good achievement. Let's have a look at some example sentences. That baby's smile is so endearing. That baby's smile is so endearing. My sister is an endearing person. She's so cute. My sister is an endearing person. She's so cute. I find empathy to be an endearing quality. I find empathy to be an endearing quality. Committed, committed, committed. As an adjective, this means placed in confinement, as in a mental institution, or having made a pledge or commitment to someone, such as a romantic partner, or something, such as a cause. So the first one refers to people who are mentally ill, being locked in mental institutions for the good of themselves and other people. The second one is like, for example, if I were to say to my romantic partner that I will stop smoking, let's say I'm a smoker, I'm committed to her, or I'm committed to stop smoking, for example. If I were to marry someone, I've now made a commitment and a pledge to stay with them forever. So you could say that I'm committed to that person. And if I said that I would play basketball twice a week, and I was sincere when I said that, I'd be committed to playing basketball twice a week. Let's have a look at some examples. She's been committed to an asylum. She's very mentally unstable. She's been committed to an asylum. She's very mentally unstable. I am committed to taking care of my family. I am committed to taking care of my family. My wife is committed to me. My wife is committed to me. We are committed to our family and our loved ones. We are committed to our family and our loved ones. Grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. As an adjective, it means bad-tempered and irritable. A great way for me to describe myself. So a grumpy person is somebody who maybe you say the wrong thing to and they get very angry, or maybe you speak to them and they seem bothered by it. They're very irritable. They're very ready to be annoyed at you or to be annoyed at life in general. Or perhaps something happens like the TV remote falls off the bed and they get annoyed because they're grumpy people. Grumpy. Let's have a look at some example sentences. My children are grumpy. I should cook the dinner and cook it fast. My children are grumpy. I should cook the dinner and cook it fast. My grandfather is a grumpy old man. My grandfather is a grumpy old man. I never get grumpy at my children. I love them too dearly. I never get grumpy at my children. I love them too dearly. Helpful, helpful, helpful. As an adjective, this means giving or ready to give help. So this would mean if someone were to call you and say, hey, can you help me move house? Can you help me build a bridge? You would say, yes, of course, I'm ready to do that, because you're a helpful person. Or perhaps when you see someone in a bad situation, like a homeless person with no money, or maybe somebody who can't walk very well, you're always ready to help them because you're a helpful person. Let's have a look at some examples. My children can be very helpful sometimes. My children can be very helpful sometimes. My grandmother has not been very helpful. My grandmother has not been very helpful. The neighbors are helpful people. The neighbors are helpful people. I'd like to be more helpful to my children. I'd like to be more helpful to my children. Friendly, friendly, friendly. As an adjective, this means of, relating to, or befitting a friend, such as showing kindly interest and goodwill, and not being hostile. And it also means cheerful or comforting. So the first definition, it's just, someone, they're not necessarily a friend, they don't have to be a friend, but someone you meet who shows interest in you and what you're doing, who tries to have the best opinion of you and look at the best of your intentions, and they're not too aggressive, they're not trying to argue with you. This would sort of describe a friendly person. But a friendly person can also be someone who's cheerful, who's happy, who laughs, and someone who, when you are sad, they comfort you, they try to make you feel better. This could also be a description of a friendly person. Let's have a look at some examples. I hope my children become friendly people. I hope my children become friendly people. It was a friendly gesture. It was a friendly gesture. What a friendly dog. What a friendly dog. My brother is a friendly man. My brother is a friendly man. Angry, angry, angry. As an adjective, this means feeling or showing strong annoyance, displeasure, or hostility, full of anger. So this would mean, for example, if you were to poke someone and they were to shout, "Hey, how dare you!" and be very hostile towards you and blame you for it and not laugh, not find it funny, or not believe that it could have been an accident, for example. They're angry people. Or when you see dogs suddenly go crazy and bark at people and try to run after them and bite them, they're full of hostility and displeasure and anger. You can say that they are angry in that moment. Let's have a look at some examples. I get angry when I see injustice. I get angry when I see injustice. My son is an angry boy. My son is an angry boy. I've made my father angry. I should apologize. I've made my father angry. I should apologize. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.